morphogenic resonance. When you vibrate at a certain level, that energy vibrates through the etheric realm, the astral realm, the causal realm, all the realms, the Akashic records, everything begins to vibrate and you begin to touch all the things in nature that are like you. Prove it. Here's some receipts. Two sisters moving a house. Within a couple months, they cycle comes together. Morphogenic resonance. Huh?
Two different sisters, not even the same.
They don't even have to know each other. Why? Because the wombs all vibrate. The rooms are vibrating at a certain frequency, and that is how life starts here through the womb.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when Brother Rich and I connected, it was just a thing. We didn't even know. I didn't know what he was going to
He
ask.
didn't know he was in music and he didn't. Yeah. He didn't.
We connected.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And then it began to happen. Blue Pill set it off. You always need a spark. Blue Pill is the spark.
Yeah.
Once he lit the fire,
If you don't mention Blue Pill name, he gonna get mad.
you see what I'm
Blue
saying?
Pill
We gotta
gonna go-
mention it.
he
We
go
gotta say it
crazy.
3 more times. Blue
Blue-
Pill,
blue-
Blue
blue
Pill,
pill.
Blue Pill, Blue Pill.
Blue Pill gonna go crazy.
Red Pill didn't call me. Blue Pill called me.
Shout him out on my show.
Shout out to my brother.
Please,
Blue Pill.
I almost got cussed out one day. He says, man, well, you should mention some woman. Said that she's the one that got you on the show. I said, no. I said, a
44
woman,
guys.
a year before I was on that show, a woman told me I was going to be on the show. But she didn't call Brother Rich. She didn't know Brother Rich. She didn't dial the digits and have the numbers. She didn't have the morphogenic resonance to black magic.
Wait, you didn't tell me. A woman said you. Oh, you did tell me. No, you
It's
you
true.
told me.
A
You
woman
Yeah,
told
you
me a
yeah.
year before.
You told me that. You
You're
did.
going to be on the Black Magic Show.
You told me that.
The same woman also said you're going to meet Billy Carson, and it's going to take it to a whole nother level.
She said that too.
Yeah, she said both of it. Now,
God damn.
this man is the one that put me on to Billy Carson, because whenever I saw Billy Carson, I said, man, this dude is not from here. He ain't blinking. Something's going on. I haven't seen no laughter, and when it is, he laughs real quick. I said, yeah, this is that. I've been all of this alien shit. Here they come again. You see what I'm saying? I done had stuff happen to me all throughout my life.
really.
I've had a lot of let's just say things that have happened
Interventions.
that sometimes I don't like to talk about because I get emotional.
Yeah.
Things done came and talked to me and landed. You see what I'm saying? What they call the third kind and the fourth kind.
Mother plane.
I didn't have several of them, but my point is that it is the resonant frequency that we're setting up this time. As this situation happens, we have certain people who are putting out the frequency. Everybody is receiving the same light from the sun, but not everybody has the right frequency of melanin to pick up what it is and what to do, because a lot of people are in their heads trying to figure it out. The deepest stuff can't be figured out. You gotta feel it. It's telepathic. You see what I'm saying? You gotta go to the inner verse. You see, the inner verse is what's happening inside, and that's what begins to get you to have the right frequency to project and connect with all the other islands, all the other planets, all the other beings on the planet who are in that vibratory rate. I keep hearing with Dr. B, man, the way you talk, man, you like talking some whole other stuff. It's because I'm talking from my soul. I'm free. I'm not trying to stick to any one program. I ain't any one religion, any one political group. I am speaking through what is coming through the doctor right now. Doctor. You see, so that morphogenic resonance connects us. When I met this brother, King Simon, we had never met before. We ran up to each other and started. I did my Jamaican accent, right? We laughing and joking. He got on a shirt with 1,000 buttons. I said, man, how did you put that shirt on by yourself? You must be like T.D. Jakes and Fakes and them. Who put on his shirt? Who helped you put on that shirt?
brother.
1,000 brother, 1,000 years ago. But the same morphogenic resonance. So watch your frequency. Whatever and it's just not how you're acting, because a lot of people be acting.
Yes.
It's acting. It's not authentic. You know, their consciousness, they got on the regalia, the clothing. But it is about gathering the master in you and going into the forbidden zone. The forbidden zone, as they said on Planet of the Apes. Only an apostate will go to the forbidden zone. and only a fool will give a gun to a human. The forbidden zone is that place inside ourselves that they told you don't go. That right now, you better go. Because if you don't go, you're getting ready to get swept out with the trash.
Let me ask you this. Maybe about, we're in a time where we're redefining everything. Terrence Howard is out there redefining mathematics, and he's not saying he's 100% right, but what he is saying is if we want to tap into new technologies, we have to redefine and rethink what we call mathematics. Got a lot of criticisms for it. I want to talk to you, Dr. B, about you saying that to say we're talking about low frequencies versus high frequencies. And we often use the example of the bass. And we'll say, like somebody will say, oh, the bass is, if you use a lot of bass in the music, they say, oh, that's low vibration music. Bass is soul. I wouldn't call it low vibration at all. I would, if your track doesn't have bass in it, black people are known for the bass. So I wouldn't say black people are known for low vibrational music, just because the bass is at the lower octave of the piano scale, or the piano note, whatever, frequency scale. What I want to ask you, Dr. B, is do you think we can say, instead of saying bass is low vibration, can we say a note that is dissonant to your note is low vibration? So let's say you are, and I'm gonna use music and maybe some people might get a little lost. Let's say I play a C, E, G in the lower octave of the piano or the bass or whatever. It's gonna be heavy. Maybe I just play C and G so it won't override each other. But in the higher octave, which is the high frequency, I play, let me think of a G flat. Now G flat is a higher frequency, quote unquote, but it doesn't resonate with the C and G that's in the lower octave. So the G flat that I'm playing in a higher octave might be low frequency, meaning it might be dissonant, meaning it might be disagreeable. So can we say low frequency is disagreeable instead of looking at it from a numerical linear perspective? You get what I'm saying? Just say a low frequency is a disagreeable frequency instead of saying it's a numerical or linear frequency, because there's nothing low about a bass. You get what I'm saying? So I want to get your opinion on that perspective. I'm just introducing a perspective, just thinking in terms of Terrence Howard and redefining this thing. Come on, Dr. B. Let's go.
Your perception of what low means
Yes.
and what high means was given to you. Somebody told you low was bad and not good, disagreeable, and high was good. Who told you that? Where'd you get that from? To be deep and conscious, you got to have a high vibration. Some bullshit. It's a program. Ask King Simon. Are there any low vibrational numbers?
No, sir. The duality.
Oh, well, there we have it. Oh.
But we exactly what he
Wait,
said.
wait.
We followed the program that is positive and negative and all that, but no number is really bad or good.
It's just,
Positive
oh.
does not mean good.
Exactly.
Positive means posing and stucking, or what they call in electronics the anode. The anode is the positive side of an electrical circuit. It's sending energy out. It only makes a spark. The negative side of the electrical circuit is called the cathode.
Okay.
It is pulling energy in. It is the ground. It is the earth. The lowest vibration there is Mother Earth. The lowest vibration where we live is Mother Earth. So somebody told you to hate your mama. The motherfuckers.
They call negative the feminine. They call
The
feminine.
Somebody
motherfuckers.
didn't like women.
That's a. The motherfuckers.
I think this goes back to Caesar and them.
Oh,
You
bourgeois.
know Caesar?
What's his name? Caesar
No, not
Bourgeois.
Caesar. That's my homegirl now.
No, not Caesar. No,
Me and
not
Caesar used to work together big time.
Caesar
I don't know. She making
Bourgeois.
art pieces. She's really deep. But I'm talking about Caesar.
You remember Caesar?
Caesar. Yeah, I remember Caesar. Yeah.
I got all, Caesar. We used to work together. But listen, I'm talking
But
about Caesar.
Caesar. Yeah,
Caesar. They, along with some other entities, try to play with what is good and what is bad. Negative does not mean bad. It means basically no gates, no gative. It is the earth. It is the feminine is negative because it's like water. It can take the shape of whatever it's in. It has no gates. It's not stuck. Where positive is like a stone or a rock. It's stuck. It only has one form. So what? The church wants you to be positive. What they're saying is, we want you to stay stuck on what we're teaching you. We don't want you to be negative and have no gates and go out there and all of a sudden you get using herbs and drinking teas and doing all those things that could get you away from having to come to the church, to God.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we got this thing messed up. Oh, that's very negative what you're saying. I am a negative creature. You see how I be wild? I don't know where this stuff is coming from. Jazz is a negative because it's coming from all ends. It's just happened.
Yeah.
It's improvisation. Positive means just read the music. If it's on the piece of paper, you know what I'm saying? You read only what's on the paper. That's very positive. If it's don't put any inflections on it. Just read what's on the paper. I am a person who is feeling in the moment. They call it feminine or negative. It is what we're supposed to be, right? But you got to also balance it and be positive sometimes. But positive does not mean good. Negative does not mean bad. High does not mean good, and low does not mean bad. It all has to do with the angle that you're on, what frequency you're resonating on, where you're coming from, and where you're going.
A lot of people ain't even ready to hear that.
See, so once you get that, realize the language isn't faulty. The language is faulty from the beginning. So we're talking about faulty fundamentals. The language is the language you're speaking has fundamental faulty what? Words, sounds, frequencies. And you think you know what you mean. You think that you know what you're saying. A lot of times you don't know what you're saying because English is a broken language. It don't even make that much sense. You don't even know what a person says. I remember I let my friend come over. He said he wanted to come over and stay at the house and chill for a week. He chilled on my couch for 6 months. I tried to kick him out. He called the cops. The cops was ready to put me in cuffs because he was getting mail at my house. He living my couch. I had to throw that couch out because it still got his buttocks imprints in the couch. He done slept on the couch, then brought girls over and done evening things on the couch. You see, what I'm trying to say is you don't know what words really mean. You have to feel the morphogenic resonance of a person's heart. But most people are speaking from their head. They're not speaking from their heart. They're not speaking from their gut. When you get away from these words about pointing the finger, about what somebody, they're good and they're bad, all of a sudden it changes because that judgment and pointing the finger is creating a frequency that's dirty. You're throwing shade. You see? So music, the low notes are just as important as the high notes. You can't have one without the other. You see? So we got to get away from some of this talk we got, and we got to learn how to talk again because the language and even the math that we have been using is faulty, what? Fundamentals.
Hey, there was a book I seen, and we're gonna close it up in about 15 minutes. There was a book I seen years ago. I mean, this is when I was on the streets in Brooklyn, street vending. And I think A.A. Rashid first introduced me to a book called God is a Verb.
Yes, I remember that book.
He introduced me to a book called God is a Verb.
And Taj Tariq Bey spoke about that.
Now, I recently did an interview with Sharif Bey when he talked about the English language, and he was saying how the nouns are supposed to be verbs. So we're talking about the faulty English language, and one of the things that may be throwing people off, King Simon, is when you identify yourself as a noun. King Simon is a noun.
Right.
But if we turn who we are into a verb, it might be more action.
That's right.
So let's say instead of the sun is shining, right? The sun is the noun, shining, is shining. It's a conjugate verb, I think they call it, or whatever. But what if they say, you know, slang is a cheat code in a way. You know, in slang they be like, oh, it's sunning, or the sun is sunning. They'll be like, the sun is sunning. They'll be like, the sun is sunning. Or they'll be like, Dr. B is Dr. B. And turning that noun into a verb, which is a doer, which is the same thing God is, which is a verb, we might be more productive and we might be able to program ourselves at a better rate, I feel, if we turn ourselves into verbs, just like God, instead of nouns. Because a noun is like a